Okay, welcome back, hard forkers. Today we are looking at the Unisat wallet and Ordinals. How to buy these things. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so the innovation for the Ordinals is on the back of the Taproot upgrade. So if you're going to be buying BRC20 tokens, if you're going to be buying Ordinal inscriptions, or if you're going to inscribe sats yourself, you need a Taproot wallet. Go to unisat.io. That domain is owned by Unisat. That is unisat.io.
Yep.
Bookmark that page. And, if you have a modern web browser, it'll bookmark it for you and download the Chrome extension Unisat wallet.
Once you're in there, it gives you a number of options of different types of wallets, Taproot being the one that I went with. Could you just talk us through that?
The Unisat wallet is a Taproot wallet.
Right.
Yeah. So there are other wallets. You can use a blue wallet. You can use Sparrow. But I recommend Unisat wallet. Then choose Taproot.
Yeah.
Choose Taproot.
So basically, the other thing for people watching, if you haven't actually bought Bitcoin before, if this is actually your first time, there is a company called Moonpay. I just tried it out now. In fact, I used it about 3 or 4 years ago. It was actually super fast. Worked with my bank's card, and the funds were in the account within less than 10 minutes. So yeah, I've just used that. I guess you can trust it. So far, so good. Very easy to do, or you can obviously move BTC from other wallets, whether it's your Ledger, whatever.
Yeah. So to find the BRC20s, right at the top, there is a BRC20 tab. That's going to list all of the BRC20 tokens that are currently in circulation, but you're not going to be able to buy under the BRC20 tab. You need to go to the Marketplace tab, which is right next to BRC20. Go to Marketplace. You'll see the top NFT collections. You'll see the trending BRC20 tokens, and you'll see the trending inscriptions. So trending in BRC20 is Track. Track is one of the ones that's trending. So we'll go ahead and click that. The BRC20 token standard is not refined at this point. So it kind of trades like an NFT in the sense that you have a marketplace, Unisat, very similar to OpenSea, and you will have individual transfer inscriptions that you are going to purchase. So the closest price to the market price is this one right here for 1,000 track. 1,000 track is going to cost $369 USD. You have to buy 1,000. You can't buy one. You have to buy either 1,000 or this guy's selling 2,000. This guy's selling 2,000. This guy down here is selling 500. Another person selling 3,850. So it's however much the seller is willing to sell, you can buy their bid. So 1,000 track is selling for 1,340 sats per track, which is the equivalent of 37 cents per track. It has it underneath there. And then the total 1,000 track bid, or the ask that's being posted on the marketplace, has a value of 369.
Right.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and buy 1,000 track here, the closest order to market price. So click buy. If you've ever bought an NFT on OpenSea with a MetaMask wallet, this user experience will be relatively familiar. So I'm purchasing 1,000 track, and I am going to check the network fee. Network fee is incredibly low right now. We're at 2 sats per byte, which is super cheap, which is awesome. Press confirm, and then you'll get a Unisat pop-up that is very similar to MetaMask. Just check the transaction, make sure it's what you want to buy, and then click sign. And that's it. So now I've broadcast that transaction to the blockchain, and in the next block, once it's confirmed, I will receive those track tokens in my Unisat wallet. And then you can go down to this tab right here, right under the receive icon. You can see all inscriptions, or you can just go to the BRC20s. I've got some sats, I've got some track, and yeah, it's already cleared and in my wallet. So that was a very quick transaction. It's nice that the blockchain is not as bloated as it was last week. This is very new tech. This is, incomplete protocol design. And it's good to approach it with a little bit of apprehension. But as far as the transactions, I've done dozens of them with the Unisat wallet on the Unisat marketplace. I trust unisat.io. I trust the Unisat wallet. I haven't had any transactions not clear. One word of caution for anybody who is doing this, how on the MetaMask wallet, you have the option for slow, regular, or a fast transaction speed. Don't be cheap with your transactions. I recommend that you do either a standard transaction or a faster transaction, because what you don't want to happen is your transaction to get stuck, because it's not as easy to clear a stuck transaction on the Bitcoin network as it is to clear a stuck transaction on the Ethereum network. So that would be my only word of caution. But I've done several inscriptions. I've purchased several ordinals and lots of BRC20 tokens, and they all end up in the wallet.
The token we're looking at today is called Track. We spoke about this on yesterday's show. The reason we like it, it's can you explain why we're focusing on this one right now?
Yeah, the Ordinal protocol is not attached to the Bitcoin protocol. It's a separate consensus, and it is centralized. It's basically GitHub depositories with a bunch of coders who are coding a secondary layer on top of Bitcoin to be able to track SAT IDs, be able to track metadata that has been placed onto the transaction header, and all of this other data that the Bitcoin blockchain provides, but it's on a secondary layer that's centralized. So what Track is trying to do is it's trying to create a decentralized version of the Ordinal protocol as it exists today. So for right now, the Ordinal protocol is centralized, and we're hoping with some breakthroughs with some of these tracking protocols that are tracking the sats and tracking the wallets and tracking the owners and tracking the transactions. We're hoping that we can get to a decentralized version of the Ordinal protocol.
So would
that's
it be fair to
does.
say that we're kind of placing a bet here?
Oh yeah,
on infrastructure as opposed to
this is an infrastructure play, very similar to how Chainlink was an infrastructure play for Ethereum.
Yeah,
Chainlink was needed to track price data from the real world in order to have the ability to peg value to stable coins.
Yeah.
This is similar in that it's an infrastructure play that, if successful, will be integral to the success of the Ordinal protocol built on top of Bitcoin.
So in other words, if you were buying some of the other things happening here in the Ordinal space, you're, in my opinion, taking a bigger punt.
Yeah, and there's nothing to say that Track's the winner, right? No. We're still early days. There could be another company or development team that comes through and takes some of the ideas that Track has been working on, markets them better, gets product market fit sooner. There's no guarantees here. This is very high risk venture capital that we're looking at here.
Okay. You've got a chart up here. Talk us through that.
Yeah, basically I keep it really simple, support/resistance flips. We had a really big move after the last consolidation here, where we kind of had a breakout, and then it freaking mooned. It went from basically 10 cents all the way up to 80 cents. So nearly did a 10x off of that move. And then now it's come down and found support where it originally encountered some resistance rated around 30 cents. So there's kind of that psychological number, held support again at 30 cents. It did dip below. Our custom indicator did flash a buy signal on the low here. And it's been in an uptrend since getting on top of the moving averages, getting back above that support at around 29 to 30 cents. As long as it can stay kind of in this range above 30 cents, I think it's a good bet. But worst case scenario, depending on how much longer the bear market goes on and how much of a pullback we see in other markets, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down and revisit the lows at around 10 cents. So these are huge, huge swings. Like, you're in a very illiquid market. This is, you got to pay the price of admission for this one, and volatility is going to be that price.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of slowly dollar cost averaging into it. Anytime it's, looks like it's at a good point, or if it seems undervalued, I just throw a little bit in.
Is Track an ordinal?
It is. The ordinal protocol is referring to the order of data. So with the Track token, it has a supply of 21 million.
Okay.
And so those Track tokens were deployed or minted using ordinal inscription. So everybody went in to inscribe the data that tells the ordinal protocol, hey, I own Track tokens.
Right.
Up to 21 million. So ordinal is referring to the order of numbers. So when everybody went to go mint Track, as soon as it got to 21 million, the ordinal protocol stopped paying attention to 21 million and 1 and 21 million and 2. It stops paying attention. It only pays attention to where those first 21 million sats have had their data put onto Satoshis.
Looking at videos about ordinals on YouTube, and you hear the word NFT come up a lot. And I think my initial vision of what an ordinal was like a JPEG on the Bitcoin blockchain. But then when you're saying tokens, you're saying, and so then it starts to make me think, oh, is it just like normal crypto? And that's the question. It's like, what separates like your traditional NFT with more kind of crypto token stuff? And is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a difference. And that's a very good question. So basically, what the Taproot upgrade allowed for is it allowed you to place data onto Satoshis. So you could put pictures, you could put lines of code, you could put a contract, like a legal contract, you could put, a promise to a friend, or just a hello, whatever. You can put any data that you wanted to and attach it to sats. This is different from a token like Ethereum, where the entire Ethereum blockchain was designed for token creation. It was designed for creating shitcoins. It was designed for creating smart contracts. It was designed for creating ERC 721, which are NFTs. It was designed for all of these things, whereas Bitcoin was not designed for this.
Right.
So that's why the ordinal protocol is so important, because it differentiates the different types of ordinals and puts them into their respective category. It's like, okay, these are NFTs. This is, just text that somebody's putting text and, placing an immutable message on the blockchain. These are BRC20 tokens. And that's the job of the ordinal protocol. And that will be the job of a token like Track, to keep track of all of this information.
Got it.
You close it out for us. Thanks very much for educating us again.
Yeah, no worries.
Sort of final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think, the point of this show was mainly just to show you the similarities between these platforms and platforms you're already familiar with. So, if you were trading on Solana, you're probably very familiar with Magic Eden. So go check it out on Magic Eden. It's a user interface that you're familiar with. I just wanted to make it, make some similarities. It's like a MetaMask transaction. It's like OpenSea. It does look totally different, but it's also familiar once you get hands-on with it. So go have some fun. If you have questions, just go through my website, which is blackbox.pro, BLKBOX.pro. And there's a join community tab. So join the community, ask ordinal questions, ask wallet questions. I don't claim to be an expert, but I have been dabbling in this space long enough to be able to assist anybody that's, struggling or just has questions.
Yeah. Cheers, boys. Enjoy your day. We'll see you all again soon.
Later.
Have a good one.